Yeah, let's go ahead and get the ball rolling here.
All right. Well, the first person on my list is Jeff. So I'm really glad Jeff could make the meeting tonight. So it's good to see you, Jeff.
Yes, I'm
I know
glad to be
some.
here.
Yep. So what you got? Some pens, you said.
Yeah, my wife has been sleeping all day, so I got to sneak into the shop and get some pens made. Um, I don't know if this one's going to come off real good on the camera. This is a Vertex from PSI. It's a roller ball with a magnetic top, and it's got some pretty good heft to it. And the blank is a um, green stabilized hackberry. It looks much better in real life than it does on the camera. so, so I got that one done.
Hey
That's for a
Jeff,
show that I had. Yeah.
Jeff, how's that roller ball write? Does it write nice?
Oh yeah, roller balls are wonderful writing
Okay.
instruments.
I know some of the
Um,
tips sometimes are a little nasty.
yeah. Oh,
So,
everybody loves a Parker because it writes so smooth and everything. Roller balls a finer point, but writes as smooth as a Parker, if not better.
okay.
So,
Agreed,
you know,
especially if you use the Schmidt refills.
yep, exactly.
The
So that's what I always
588, I
recommend to
think,
my
is the number.
customers. I think so. Yeah.
What was
So
that
yeah,
again?
Schmidt rollerball
Oh, okay.
inserts, no, number 588. I believe
Okay.
there's a 508 that's not too bad, but the 588 is what I prefer.
All right, thank you, man.
So, and these are that's for a show I'm doing in 3 weeks. I've been working towards this. So, the timing with my wife's illness was not the greatest, but we're getting there. So, and then finally, for you, House of the Dragons and Game of Thrones fans, this is the Dragon Twist Pen from Penn State.
Nice.
Ooh.
This thing is nice. It's got girth, it's got weight, it's got a Parker refill in it. So this is a good pen for for people who like long writing for long periods of time. The
Jeff,
blank, yep,
yeah, I asked what you're going to ask for that pen.
75.
Okay.
Can you hold it back
I
up
have,
again, Jeff?
yes, sir. There it is.
I've made a couple of those. They're fantastic pens.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
The blank is a hybrid blank from Corby Bender in Denver. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He makes a lot of hybrid blanks and stuff, and he's pretty decently priced too. So I get a lot off of him. And
Nice.
some of us have done some complaining to him, and so he is now stabilizing his wood before he puts them in, which makes all the difference in the world.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So anyways, that's the two I got done today.
Cool.
Nice,
Beautiful.
Jeff.
Very good.
Real nice.
Glad you got some
Real nice.
shop time, Jeff.
Yeah,
Very glad.
it's what I needed. Good therapy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure. And you look all bright and fresh now compared to 30 minutes ago.
yeah, well, yeah, got a second wind, I guess. I'm with
Yeah,
you guys.
there you
How
go.
could I not be bright and fresh?
Right?
There you
Right.
go.
That's what I'm
I saw
saying.
Cap Mitty. I'm a happy camper.
Jeff, don't hesitate to send photos of those pens in for the newsletter. Individual pens slip
Yep.
into tight spots and fill gaps real nice.
Okay, I will get them out to you the next day or two.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks, Jeff. Next up is our favorite guy, Al, here. See what he's got. What you got, Al?
Favorite guy, huh? Favorite.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
When,
When we go, I was the last guy.
when did he
Definitely our
become
favorite. Dave introduced me as the
Your
last
5 seconds of fame.
guy. I passed
The
that
font of
along.
creativity. He's always exploring things in no fear. I love it.
I'm
That statement will live on in
stealing from
perpetuity on the
everybody.
YouTube channel. Go ahead, Al.
I'm stealing. I steal from everyone. Well, I don't know if you saw. I put a little bit of a timeline on our Facebook page of a bowl to bowl,
Yep.
and
Well, there you
this
go.
is it.
Nice.
I was able to get a little bit of flair on the corners.
Yep.
So
Very nice.
that's always a fun project.
Yeah, nice job.
I saw your post. I'm glad it came together for you. It's
Thank you.
beautiful.
What kind of wood is it, Al?
Red bud. I don't know if you guys use a lot of that, but let's see if I can find a spot. The if I could run my hand. Wait a minute. Let's get a spot so I could show. But anyway, like, well, right here, I could come across right here, and it's like this. It's like the heartwood and the sapwood, but it won't come out. It stays like this. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Camel humps.
Yeah, all across it.
Did you use a carbide tool?
Only at the very beginning. Only at the
Okay,
very
because
beginning.
carbide tools will do that sometimes because if you don't got a really smooth, even trajectory when you're using them. But
I mean only just roughing. The rest was a 3/8 bull gouge, real sharp. But it just the wave I couldn't get it out. I mean, it came out nice, and whoever wants it's going to get it. But it's amazing, the ideas they can come up with just a board, just a flat board, and you can make something like that for somebody or for yourself or whatever. But it's a nice idea, and I got it from Jim and Billy. This is, I think, the third, fourth one I've made. But it's a nice, simple, easy project, and I tried to keep it square and then round the rest of the way. So I thought it was so a little different than I had done instead of making the whole thing round all the time, But I like them.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Okay,
nice job, Al.
So,
Good job,
that's
Al.
about it for the evening. Everybody have a good night. Everybody be good.
Don't forget
All right,
to
thanks,
Nice to
Al.
see everybody here.
Al, don't forget to
Really,
put
really nice to see
some
everybody.
milk out for your little snake in there.
I have the snake. I have the skin still sitting right there. I mean, that's where it is. It's. I sit in this chair, and the skin is right there. I have my grandson, and he's going to bring his posse over here Friday, and everything is getting out of this shop. I want to see every corner. Everything is going. Scrubbing the floor, everything. But I don't know how it got in. A few days before I saw that, there was a frog in here. I was okay. I looked for a little bit and I let it go. What's that?
He was looking for the frog.
Probably. But here, I was just where the snake skin is. I was just there. I that's where I have my chucks, and I have my little Japanese saw right there. And I had it about an hour ago, and I put it there. And I went to reach for it again, and the snake skin was there. How long does it take for a snake to come out of that skin? Does anybody know?
Depends on who scares you.
Like,
Just a couple of minutes. It doesn't take them real long.
It couldn't have. It couldn't have. But
The air compressor
happened,
probably
so-
came on and you scared him out of his skin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it depends on how scared he is, yeah.
Depends on how big
I
the
think
snake
it's
is,
just
really.
A black snake. I think it's just a black snake. There's a few of them around. I've seen. We have copperheads. I haven't seen one around here. I don't think it's a copperhead skin.
If you got black snakes, you're good on not having copperheads.
Cade said it wasn't dangerous.
Oh, really? Yeah, right. Anyway, everybody have a good night. Everybody be good. It's good to see
Thanks,
everybody.
you too, Al.
Glad to see everybody's back. Right, good
Next
night.
up is Patrick. What you got, Patrick?
Okay, this is the piece from last week's demo. I did a little bit more sanding on it, and I think there's 4 coats of enamel.
Yeah,
Pretty.
Beautiful.
That looks great. That was a great demo.
Nice.
Very nice, Patrick.
Yeah.
That's a nice idea.
All right, thanks. And then
Beautiful cedar.
I decided to go a little bit farther and did one scalloped.
Oh, wow.
Very
Nice.
nice.
Daddy.
Did a little
Very nice.
embellishing on it.
I love that idea.
Wow.
Now I'm glad my wife didn't see that one because I got to make one like the other one already. I'm not going to let her see this one.
Wow.
And that wasn't enough, so instead of doing 8, I did 12.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
wow.
Oh wow.
That's great.
Dang.
I decided to do a
beautiful.
little pedestal to put it on instead of making
Yes.
it a bowl.
That's a
Yeah,
nice
that
idea,
works.
Very
Pat.
nice.
That's pretty.
Wow.
That's really
Beautiful.
nice.
That looks
Really
really nice.
That
You know,
is.
you
That is
could
real
turn you
pretty.
could turn that into one of those splash bowls, you know, using those techniques. You know what I'm talking about? Ones that
Yeah,
look like
yep,
water
yep.
droplets when they splash up, you know?
That's
Oh,
right.
I like that look. I like that look a lot.
yes, that's sharp.
That was a lot of fun.
As the boys say in England, that's cracking.
And I got
Beautiful.
one more.
Oh, no.
One of the trees we cut down about a month ago, I didn't even notice it. And I walked back the other day and I looked at it. I said, that's a burl on a cedar tree, which I've never seen before. I'm sure there's plenty of them around. So I decided to cut that off and turn it.
Wow.
Made a little
Nice
hollow.
pole.
Beautiful.
That
Yeah,
is so
what is
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Wow.
Look at that. Just gorgeous.
Fantastic.
That's
Did you
beautiful.
hollow it out from the top only?
Yeah.
Did you hollow it out from the top only?
Yes.
Mhm.
Hollowed it out through that right there.
Right.
Beautiful.
That is. That point's so pretty.
But I didn't know if I was going to get anything or not. When I started turning it, outside of the burl itself was a little bit punky, but it turned out good.
Sure
Yes,
did.
it did.
Sure did.
Yeah.
For sure.
Beautiful.
Is that from
Very cool.
is that cedar? Is that cedar from that big tree you took down a few weeks ago?
Yeah, the first one I posted the picture of.
First one.
That's
Right.
the one it came from.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
But I hadn't even noticed it. I walked by it and saw it. I said, I need to turn that.
Looky here now. Looky here now. Get on my lathe.
But I like it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, nice work.
That's it for me. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks,
Pat.
Patrick. Next up is Joe. What you got,
Oh,
Joe?
great. Well, after Patrick's bowl, I don't want to show anything. But last week, and when he got done with his demo, we was talking about cedar and this and that, and I had turned his cedar bowl. My wife actually stole it, and it sits on her table. It's like a little fruit bowl, and it was actually a really nice piece of cedar. It's about 9 inches tall, but it's got some beautiful color to it.
Wow.
Sure does.
I like
Nice
that.
grain pattern.
Yeah, I mean the grain, especially on the inside, it gets crazy.
That's really pretty.
That is really wild. Wonderful.
Yeah, cedar's just beautiful. Nice work.
It is. I love it. I've got another piece of this outside. A friend of mine gave me a chunk that's like 9 inches, 10 inches deep by 20 by 40, I think. I got a couple of them. They're so big, I got to cut them down a lot to even get them on my lathe. But the wood is good and dried, but it's beautiful when you get into it. And I was talking about it last week, and then
Oh no, you froze
Whoops.
up, Joe.
We just lost you.
Yeah, I think he's gone. All right. Well, I guess nice work, Joe. I think we'll go to the next guy.
I
Next
keep
one
freezing
is-
up, don't I?
There you're back. Okay, never mind.
Carry on.
No, I was just
Joe.
I was just saying how beautiful cedar is, how I love it. I seen Patrick's demo and everything last week, and I was like, I'm going to show mine because it does look decent. But of course, he's outdone mine every single one I've seen of his. They're great. But that's just my bow, guys, and that's all I got for the night.
Hey, yours is pretty too, Joe. Very
Oh,
pretty.
thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you.
Good looking bowl.
All right. Well,
The
thank you,
grain
Joe.
justice.
Okay, next up is Ron. What you got, Ron?
Well, I don't know where you're still on Joe.
No, we got
No,
There we go.
we see you.
Now, terms of spatulas. One of the clubs I belong to, the Kalamazoo Club south of here, we had a demo on spatulas. So I come home and found some 1x2. I have no idea what it is, but it's got a nice grain to it. Yeah, it's nothing fancy, and the nice part is I use the skew for the whole thing, and I've never used the skew before. But
cool.
Wow.
Very cool. Looks
Nice
like cherry
one.
from here.
It's too light for cherry.
Huh. Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I made some cherry spatulas and spoons and stuff, and they get real light when they get thin and dry. So I don't know. It's
No,
you know, you're there, so you'd probably know more than I would. But
yeah, this has got mineral oil on it, and then sanded to 600 to smooth it out, but nothing else, no other finish.
very cool.
Nice.
But it's just I had to do something, so every one of them's different. I got some longer handles, shorter handles.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
That's
Nice
all
work.
I got. Thank you.
Thanks,
Nice
Ron.
stuff, Herb.
The next up is Charlie. What you got, Charlie?
Hello. I got some more vases.
Ooh, big vases.
Yeah. They're
Nice.
9 inches tall. And about on the bottom about 4.5 to 5 inches. This one's
What is
finished.
that?
This is apple.
Really?
Beautiful.
And it's finished on the inside with Lumalite, making it waterproof.
Very good.
Now this one is popple.
Ooh.
A tree came down across just on the other side of the road, and the guy was cutting it up, throwing it into a pile. Looked over, if you want it, you can have it.
Yeah.
Oh, I took it.
All right, I got a question for you, Charlie.
Yes, sir.
There was a discussion on one of the groups on Facebook I'm a member of about what exactly popple was and whether or not it was poplar or something else. Can you speak on that?
Popple is of the aspen family.
Okay.
Bombigilia is also. They look a lot alike. They got the light green bark. The popple tree, the bark is smooth from the ground up, a lightish green. And Bombigilia it's real coarse and rough for the first 6-7 feet, and then goes smooth. And Bombigilia stinks. And it don't turn quite as good. But it's what they make paper out of, mostly.
Well, that's a pretty chunk of wood there. Nice job on the vase.
Yes. Love that shape too.
The popple is usually very plain, but this sat there and laid for about a year and a half. Any longer, and it would have rotted.
Right.
It's got Lumalite in it also. Otherwise,
Very
the
cool.
outside is finished with tung oil.
Very cool. Nice job, Charlie.
One more.
Hey, Charlie.
Oh,
go ahead.
This one is apple again. This was a failure. As you can see, he's a little smaller. I made a funnel out of the top ring. Took it, finished it off, and glued them together.
Oh, you can't even tell.
Nope.
Great
You
job.
And this one is going to have a tube on the inside. I don't know if it's shot. You can see the ring.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
you can.
Yep.
Cool.
But
Nice
now,
save.
I'm not trying to take over Safety Sue's job, but you can see this is a nail. All my wood is from cleaning up in yards, or if I go out in the woods, cleaning deadfall. Now, when you're running a chainsaw and you're taking deadfall or yard cleanup, be very careful about nails. I have a kid that I graduated. Well, he ain't a kid no more. He's the same age as me. He's got a scar that starts up here, comes down, across his nose, goes all the way down past his scrotum onto his kneecap. Almost.
Oh my God.
400 and almost 500 stitches because he hit a nail and the chainsaw kicked.
Dang.
Whoa.
So the thing to remember, especially if you're out in the countryside where old farms are, fences were always used to be tacked to the trees. So be careful of.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'd hate to see somebody else get cut.
Wow.
But
thanks, Charlie.
That it made beautiful coloring in the wood.
Mhm.
There's a little hole right there from the nail,
Jeez.
but that's all.
Charlie, Safety Sue loves it when people bring up stuff because
Charlie,
God knows I can't think of everything. So yeah, thank you
Right.
very much for bringing that up to everybody.
Yes, sir, Dane.
how do you go about coating the inside of your vase with resin? Can you explain that? What your process is?
Take and you mix the resin. I do it with 3 coats. I found if you only do it with 1 or 2, it will seep into the water will seep into the wood. It doesn't completely seal it. You take, put it on, leave it on your lathe, leave it so you can chuck into it.
Okay.
I take chuck and all off so that I don't have to recenter it. I pour my mixtures that have been mixed. Then I take one of those sponge paintbrush and I coat it, run it around. Put it back on the lathe and put it at about 40 RPM and just let it turn overnight.
Okay.
That way it comes out nice and smooth on the inside.
Self-leveling.
If you paint it on there and walk away and leave it, it's going to run to the bottom. Or if you got it laying on its side, it'll all go to one side and you'll have a big lump.
Right on.
I found that out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The thing said you could do it. It said you could do it, but
it pools. Yep. Rotate. That's why people do the
rotisserie.
get those exactly. You get the rotisserie motors, so the stuff that they've got with the epoxy in them are slow rotating while they're turning something else on their lathe.
So I do it right at the end of the day and leave it rotate overnight so that.
Right.
So my question is, while it's rotating sideways, how does the bottom get done?
Pardon?
I said you've got it on your lathe, right? Sideways, and it's rotating to get all the sides done. But how does the bottom get done?
You put it on. It's thick. It won't all run down. It'll rotate and make a nice even coating on the bottom.
Okay. Gotcha.
Very
the
good.
cups that come
Very
with
cool.
it are about inch and a quarter around by about 3/4 high. I fill both of them, and that will do one whole coating on the bigger one.
It don't take much, does it?
No, it don't. It surprises me. But like I said, I do it in 3 coats because just 1 to 2, and even 2, it will seep into the water, will seep into the wood. I haven't had one on a 3-coated one yet. See.
Good.
You
And
cover
then-
do you cover the end up while it's rotating so it doesn't splatter out?
No, it's not going that. It's only going 45 RPM. This is about 45 RPM. Rounds
Okay.
per minute. It's
I can't
nice
get my
and
lathe
soft.
that slow.
If you got
Unfortunately,
one
my
where you can't
longer
slow
than
it
that
down,
fault.
yeah, you'd have to. You'd have.
I have had epoxy drip out of stuff, so that's a valid concern. So yep. Yeah, protect your lathe bed or tape
Well,
up the bottom.
I've got
or
a board that fit. I've made to fit through the slots on the lathe on the bottom of the bed, and I slide that under there to catch anything that falls.
There you
If you
go.
put too much in, if you put too much in, it's going to run out.
Yep. That's you learn by looking.
Right.
You know, the worst thing I did was one of these had a little hole in the bottom that I didn't know. And it ran out onto the chuck, and it took me about an hour of peeling and then getting a nail and filing it down thin to go in and clean out the teeth.
Goodness.
Oh, mercy. Charlie wasn't a happy camper that day.
That didn't bother me. that was an easy mistake. Some of my mistakes take days to straighten out.
I'd have to take something around the end of mine to keep the epoxy inside it because my lathe won't slow down that much because it's a manual speed lathe.
I understand that, but mine got it's got the belt for 2 positions. On the high speed, I can get it down to 45. On low speed, I can go down to about 5 rotations a minute.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, very good. Thank you for explaining that on how you do it there, Charlie.
Yeah, it's a good discussion. Very useful.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, next up is Joaquin. What you got, Joaquin? Whoops.
All right. I don't have anything to show. I need to talk to you all about the newsletter. I go under the knife a week from today. I will be having my left knee replaced. My intention is that you do not see a delay in the next newsletter. To that end, I really need you guys to send in photos this week, please. You can send them next week too. I'll be home Thursday, and I should be able to do all the finishing touches on the newsletter, but I'm trying to get it done ahead of time so that if there are complications, if they keep me in the hospital more than one night or whatever, it again doesn't leave a gap as far as production of the newsletter. To that end, also, please check your phone settings and check your email. Especially if you're using an iPhone, I have found that often people who use iPhones, whatever the email app is, will compress image files and make them tiny. And when I get a little tiny image and try to put it in the newsletter, and I have to try to make it bigger, it pixelates it, and it ends up looking like a 64-bit video game from 1992. Where if you can send me the JPEGs at full size, then I have a photo that when I drop it in the newsletter takes a whole page, and I can compress it and keep the sharpness and the quality of the image. But if I have to expand it because it comes in too small, there is no quality, there's no data there, and it looks horrible. So I did post a post in the group about settings on an Android phone. I don't have an iPhone. I can't tell you how to set your iPhone, but it occurred to me that some email programs will compress files as well. But email programs will also offer you the option to zip a file, to turn it into a .zip. And that is a file compression where you don't lose any data. It just puts in shortcuts that allow it to be transferred from place to place through the interwebs when it's too big to be carried in the native environment of your email. So find a teenager. If you're not sure how to change your settings, find a teenager and ask them how you can take larger file size photos.
Or even a 2-year-old.
I was going to say about an 8 or 9-year-old, it'd be better.
Yeah, exactly. And I do my best. If I get little tiny images, I try to email you back and ask you for larger photos. I anticipate being buried this week and not having the time to do that because I have so many photos coming in. I'm hoping you all can help me. But if I get photos that are too small, I try to email you back and tell you. If I run out of time, then I just won't use the photo. The other thing is well lit, in focus photos that have clean backgrounds, aren't busy and things are going to get chosen to go in the newsletter over a photo that looks like it's been taken with a potato. So clean your camera lens, find good lighting, check the background. If you don't have a light box or something, check the background. Make sure there's not, who knows, back behind in the background. I try to watch for that too. Also, if you take a photo if you take a photo, let me see. Well, I'll use my phone. Okay. So if this is what I'm taking photo of is my phone. If I frame that right tight on my phone, but my camera's crooked, then me, the editor, when I receive that photo, there's not a lot I can do to fix that. Whereas if you take it so that it's framed with about an inch of space all the way around it, then if it's crooked a little, I can fix it and you're not going to see the edges of the image cropped because there's enough room that I can make it smaller and crop it down to the object that's being taken a picture of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
So give a little space around your piece, and that gives me a little bit more power to manipulate it, change it a little. With the exception, I have a really fantastic photo from Scott Midori of a cottonwood poplar bowl that the grain is unreal. And that is a almost perfectly round picture taken from right above. He framed it exactly perfect where it doesn't look like it's an oval or anything. And that, in that case, where there's just, that's what you want to see is that grain. Works fine. That's perfect. But if you're not sure, just back up a little and get a little bit more space around the object you're taking the picture of. Then if I need to, I can fix it in my layout program and crop it so that you never know that it was crooked in the camera.
Okay, JJ?
Yes.
I have an iPhone and I'm acting right now as if I was going to send you an email picture. And when I get to the part where I'm going to send it, it asks me what size I want to send it. And I always hit, for those that don't know, actual size.
Yep. Thank you. That's good.
And that's always the largest size.
Perfect.
Like right now it says actual size and it's 2.0 MB. Any of the other sizes are less than that.
Perfect.
That's
Thank
how
you.
I always send it to you. And that's how everybody else that's using an iPhone and their iCloud email should send it.
Well, and there's also you can from your on an Android from your gallery from your photo app you can click share and send. It's better to use your whatever your email app is and attach the file. Do it from your email app rather than from your photo app. That gives you a full-size file of the photo where those, if you email it from your photo app, they have a tendency to shrink the images as well.
JJ?
Yes.
If you're using an Android to take your pictures, when you go into the gallery and click on that picture and click edit, there should be a slide down below that picture where you can actually use that slide and straighten that picture up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can manipulate images in the gallery in Android. Yes.
So it behooves people to learn how to use that and straighten it up. I use it all the time because I think I'm getting it straight and it don't come in exactly straight. So I'll go in and I'll use that little slide and straighten that booger up.
Well, another thing
I just rotate it by hand.
Another thing you can do is you should be able to let's see. You see that? Can you see the grid?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see the grid.
Yes. You should be able to turn that grid on in any phone camera. And if you line the top of your bowl up with one of those grid lines, or if you've got a goblet, line the stem up, then you're going to take a picture that's straight up and down.
Yep.
So turn those grids on. In Android, it's called. I think it's just called Grid. Composition Guide, Grid Lines and Level. And the Android goes so far as it'll actually light up when you're level, like bubble level, it'll actually line up for you. So it'll light up yellow and tell you that you're level.
Well, on my iPhone, when I'm going to take a picture, it gives me a box showing what's centered in the picture.
Yeah.
So I have that box that allows me to know that I've got it.
And again, if you've not studied photo composition or anything like that, that's fine. Just leave more space around the object, and then I can fix it and I can change it and I can do the cropping or whatever to make it look as best as possible.
Yep.
But if you're taking a photo and you're framing it right on top of it, then I don't have a lot of options sometimes.
Yeah,
So
I know.
if you see something that looks like, well, why isn't that straight up and down? That may have been all I could do.
JJ, for those of us new to this insanity, where do we send these to? What's the email address?
Editor at worldwidewoodturners.org.
Thank you.
Can you put that in chat, Joaquin?
Just it.
Yep. Thank you.
If your email is not your first and last name at whatever, if it's your business, or a perfect example is Matthias Beer. I got an email from Atelier del Leño. I don't know who that is. And it took me a couple of weeks of back and forth with him and the language barrier to figure out that was Matthias. So if your email is not your name, please say, sign it. This is from Jim. I need to, because I don't know everybody's email. And hopefully we start getting more and more emails in from more members. And it's hard to keep track of sometimes. So just sign it. Make sure I know who you are and make sure you spell your name the way you want it to credit your name in the newsletter. And we had 3 members who were in the newsletter for the first time in this newsletter. That was awesome. We have about 3 dozen who are regular contributors and carry the newsletter, and that's fantastic. But we have almost 3,000 members in our Facebook group, and we have more than 70 or 80 members every Wednesday night. And if you share it during gallery, there's no reason it shouldn't come in the newsletter and your art gets seen even further that way.
JJ, when I try sending mine off of the computer, I use a Canon camera and transfer. It always sends it back to me undeliverable because it's too high a resolution, and
So you can zip compress it. What email do you use?
Outlook Express.
You use Outlook. So Outlook has an option to zip compress attachments,
files, images.
Yeah. Or in your file folder on your computer. Here, I can actually show you this. Let me share screen. Let me get back to the right screen. Hang on. Windows is giving me grief. Let me get back to the right screen and share screen. I want to share that. All right, so here's a file folder, and those are pictures from Scott. And so I can right-click on that image, and I can compress it to a zip file. So all you want to do is say, I've got these 3 images, and I want to email them. I highlight them, right-click, choose compress to zip file, and it just squashes it down. And so that takes 1, 2, 3, about 5.
Yeah, 5 megabyte.
Yeah, 5 megabytes down to 4. And that should be easily attached to an email. The other thing you can do, Gmail enables huge files. You can send really big files in Gmail. So if it's coming back to you because sometimes images get bounced back from our Outlook, let me know you tried to send me pictures and it didn't get through. I'll give you my Gmail address. You can email it to my personal Gmail address. And we've even gone so far as to do file transfers using an FTP site if necessary. We will find a way to get your imagery into the newsletter. But the other thing is if it keeps getting kicked back to you and you don't tell me, I have no idea it got kicked back to you because I never saw it in the inbox. So if you're messaging, if you're emailing and you're not getting through, message me on the Facebook page in our group and say, hey, I'm having trouble getting images to you. I will private message you and we'll work it out.
Sounds good.
All righty. Any other questions?
Sounds
Awesome.
no.
Thank you.
I think that covers
Thanks,
it on
JJ.
photos.
And by the way, Paul Hannaby, I asked last meeting about him sharing that project. Boy, was that, if you do something like that, that kind of architectural turning, where especially if you're restoring historic buildings, that is really, really, really fascinating. That's cool stuff. How many wood turning club newsletters do you know have a spread about restoring a hundreds of years old mill and how a wood turner turned the finial for the top of the cupola that finished the whole project? That's the kind of stuff.
Just one,
Yeah,
JJ.
just one. Just
Ours.
ours. Nobody else shows that. These are the kind of things that fascinate people, get their attention, and draw them into to wood turning. And that's the purpose, to make more wood turners, to grow up the community, to share our knowledge. So we want to get people's attention that way. That was one of the coolest things I've gotten to put into the newsletter so far. That was a lot of fun for me because it's fascinating.
There's a neat write-up with all the diagrams and stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, and I went to the mill's website and read some of the history, and I'm like, this is so cool. And see, we have a grist mill that's about 200 years old, about 100 miles from here, that I've had the opportunity to visit. It's a really cool place. And if they ever did restoring, if they needed something like that, I'd love to be a guy who'd say, I can do that, So those kind of things are really interesting. And how did you, and like Captain Eddie said, well, how did you hold it? How did you finish it? What were the challenges? You can share the steps of a project. That makes an interesting newsletter that draws people in because they're learning something. They're just not seeing pretty pictures.
Right.
Please send it in. And if I have questions, I'll ask them.
We don't do a lot of that because that finial is older than this country.
Exactly. Which is so cool, though. How cool is that? That's awesome. I watched that last week with Paul telling about it. I was like, that is amazing. That's so neat. We need to do more stuff like that. So I'm off my soapbox. Thank you, Paul. I know he's not here, but thank you, Paul.
Thanks, JJ.
All right. Thanks, JJ. Next up is Victor. What you got, Victor?
Unmute myself first. Well, I finally got busy getting after doing some shop rearranging, and I got a few things. Let's start with a red oak bowl, a smidge over 9 inches in diameter, just kind of basic shape, but it had a good number of cracks and a little bit of spalting. It was real punky over in here, and all the cracks are filled with coffee grounds and CA glue.
Nice.
And the only real detail on it is right here on the lip. Got a little edge on the lip. I'm not sure you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of see it.
Very nice.
That's the first one. And then I made a couple little catch dishes out of some black walnuts that have been sitting around forever and left them plain. I didn't mess with the bug holes, so they've both got bug holes. I got this design first, and they're both spalted in the sapwood.
Nice.
Out there. And got your buggy holes. And the thing is, I even put the flashlight up to it. None of these bug holes go all the way through. They all, end up in the wood. And then same chunk of wood, a little different shape, about the same diameter, just a little bit taller. And a real herd of bug holes on this side.
Pretty.
And the inside. So that side, funny, this side, bug holes, this side, spalt. Crazy.
Nice.
You're not going to put soup in them, are you?
One little knot from a branch that was in there. I had to save that. So, and then I also non-lathe work. Made some spatulas. This is actually spalted maple, but
nice.
It's off the opposite ends of the wood, and I even made them. I even made them opposite. You got a curve on one side, sharp edge on the other, and you got like a left and a right.
There you go. So the left-handed more.
Yeah. Or, smack somebody, And then I got a couple cherry ones for a salad bowl set.
Oh, there you go.
Just finished these up today.
Eddie.
With my little handle design.
Dang.
And that's all,
Nice
all getting
Beautiful.
funky right there, the dark
Nice.
stuff. And I just stabilized it with CA and sawdust and stuff. And realized today that the best way to collect a nice fine sawdust to use for filling holes is when you're using a bandsaw. Collect up that dust. I collected a whole bunch of the cherry sawdust from cutting these up, and restocked my supply of cherry sawdust. So, and yeah, that was just quick down. That's what I've been doing
Good
the
idea.
last few days. And all this stuff's going to market Friday. And of course, I have my current favorite shirt.
There you go.
There you go.
Anywhere.
I approve of that
Well,
one.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Not working
Well, so-
anywhere.
That's all I have for tonight.
anytime.
Thanks for fitting me in.
All right. Thank you.
Sell it all, Victor. Okay, next up is
Yes, the only bad
is
thing
Mr.
about that is. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll go back.
If I sell everything this Friday, I've got to work my butt up because I got another market on the 27th. This one I got into off the wait list. So
That's a good problem to have.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
all right, that's all I got.
Just so long as it doesn't become work.
Absolutely.
Okay, next up is Jim Duxbury. What you got, Jim?
Hey, where'd it go?
Deal.
There I go.
There he is.
There it is. Well, it's red cedar night tonight. And anyway, we had a big log of this stuff sitting around, and so I ended up nothing real special. Just sometimes you just got to cut it up and get it out of here.
Yep.
Jim Duxbury made just a plain bowl.
You got it. And they get worse.
Two weeks in a row.
These had big cracks going through them, so I had to cut out whatever fit the bowl fit the log, whatever I ended up with. And here's another one, similar kind of thing.
What's
I don't
that?
really like the shape that well, but that's what I had to work with, so that's what it ended up.
No offset turning, Jim?
No offset turning. The other one
We
is
know the truth. You actually had 284 offsets, so it ends up looking around.
you got it. Yeah.
None of it spins.
No, this is it. This is it. This other one is it's got an inlay in the middle,
Oh, wow.
and this says
Oh,
Cool.
You're okay, Snowy. You can stay right here.
reminds me of the old sugar bowl. Do you remember that?
yes.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Anyway,
I like how you do them, Jim.
So how did you hold those handles, Jim?
with both hands. No. So first I turned the bowl, turn the outside of the bowl. Don't worry about the inside. Turn the outside of the bowl, cut it in half, and then glue this piece on the center. And then put it together.
And then turn the middle out.
And then turn the middle out, and whatever else happens in the middle.
Piece of cake.
Yeah,
No lid?
no lid. No.
Well, the
No.
lid has to be the same way.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. No, that's enough of this, I think.
Oh my God. No.
You put a lid on it, Jim. Jim, do a lid with it.
You got you can do it. Anyway,
That's so clever, Jim. That's clever. That's just so clever.
It is.
I'm not sure. It might have had a crack in it. It might have had some kind of crack in it. I'm not too sure it started out to be this, but anyway.
A sugar bowl without a lid becomes an ant bowl.
Yeah. You got it.
Okay,
Yep.
so now, Jim, where your left index finger is. Okay, so you have that sticking out also. Okay, I'm trying to. Right. Okay. Okay. Really pretty, Jim.
Thank you.
Really pretty.
Really nice.
So you carved both individually though, because they were on both two different sides, right? To make the inside the cut.
This is all one piece. That's one piece goes right through the middle.
Right. I'm saying where the handles are, you use what a scroll saw or something?
Scroll saw, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very nice. Very
Love it.
Thank you.
It's just another idea, Jim. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. See you next week.
With a lid.
Yeah, you got it.
Very nice,
Hey, Jim.
Thank you.
Jim, I like it. I like that T-shirt. That's 25 miles from where I grew up.
Oh, really?
Yep.
My grandson went there, Ohio State University. Yep.
Hard to argue with free clothing.
You got it.
Okay, thanks very much, Jim. Next up is Sheila. What you got, Sheila?
Very boring things compared to Jim. I got my two little mushrooms, spalted punky rotten maple. Were
Nothing
my
boring about that.
well, some of the bark
why you
stayed
make fungus
on,
out of it.
and I thought that was fine. They're pretty rustic looking.
They're fun. They're fun, and people love them. So they're very cool.
Yeah, those are pretty.
People have a fascination with shrooms.
And I got this little guy that's a candle holder. I put in little glass inserts in them so they can not burn wood.
That's oh my
Good
god.
thing to do.
That's pretty.
Oh, nice.
It's just some of my leftover chunks of skateboards.
Okay.
Nice colors though.
I just found out today one of my skateboards bowls sold up at the art shop today. So
Cool.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Now you got to make another one.
yeah.
Don't threaten me with a horrible time.
I did a lot of skateboard bowls last summer and
I remember.
So bring it back up. So how did you glue your wood together?
For this, this is just this is just pieces put into epoxy. It's
okay.
Actually it was black or gold epoxy that I decided to mix some black in and just pour it in my little pieces cup. Whenever I'm doing epoxy, I just throw stuff into a cup for any leftovers that happen to be sitting around.
A good idea.
Nice
I'll
job.
tell you, pretty piece for sure.
Thanks. And my new coring system, I get to go pick up tomorrow.
Oh,
yay.
Oh,
So you got that sorted
did you
out?
get?
I got the one-way easy core, and I just got their upgraded carbide cutters, Dane. I didn't order from anywhere else. I figured they might as well upgrade with theirs to start with, and then figure out from there if I was going to get cutters with it.
Yeah.
No worries. Core Pro cutter is really nice. I have those.
Yeah,
They make a difference compared to the standard high-speed
Huge
steel
difference.
cutter that they come with.
the
They
Hunter
actually
Core
cut.
Pro is pretty pricey.
Yeah.
It is. But it'll. They say it'll cut 100 bolts per side before you have to rotate it. And I'll take it. That's a whole lot of time saved not sharpening.
Yeah.
That's a couple hundred years
on
for
this
me.
on the standard carbide cutters, for one way or AZ carbide, they're the same ones. I'm 50 bowls in on mesquite and eucalyptus and desert olive wood. So
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
That's good.
right.
I'll go for
Very
the hunter
cool.
ones someday, but not today.
Very nice. Thanks, Sheila.
Thank you.
New toys.
Yay.
Next up is Chris. What you got, Chris?
Can't hear
Can't
you.
hear you. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 Okay. Two microphones with the same name on it. Well, an experiment. I had a piece of a bowl that I rough turned a couple of years ago. I really hated it. So I was sitting there and I tripped on it the other night. So I said, okay, you're dead now. Picked it up, changed the shape, and it was a wood that had no grain at all, and just very bland, blind. I was watching Sam Angelo the other day dyeing a hollow form from the inside to the outside. I said, that probably will work on that too. So we did it from the inside, and it bled through to the outside, and then I had to go over it a little bit more too. But it only has a few coats of lacquer on it now because when I hit it with the lacquer, it was so dry the lacquer just instantly disappeared. About 5 coats instantly disappeared, and it finally is now sealed up. So I got to knock it back and hit it again, and then do the outside. So that might end up looking decent. It might not. If not, I'll give it to somebody. But then I had a cherry bulb length that had a lot of cracks and bad wood in it. So I decided I was going to epoxy it. So I cut it down to fit a bowl. And I made a mistake. I cut it down into a 4.5-inch bowl instead of a 7-inch bowl. So I just put them back together and stuck them in a pressure pot and have to knock that off. And that does not want to come off, but it will eventually come off. And then a lot of my friends ask me, why do you have to season the wood or dry the wood or be careful with knots and end grain and pith and all that? So I turned this one just as an education for them so that they know that when you have a pith in the side of your bowl, it's going to do bad things if you don't.
Very bad things.
Yep.
Very bad things. This is going to be an educational piece. We're not going to do anything more with that. But I got one thing down here. This is for Billy. If he ever comes to Connecticut, I'll give him another piece of that wood.
Nice.
That's beautiful spalted maple.
Yep.
Looks like it's going to have some curling in it
A
too.
little piece of that. So I got another piece of the garage that's about 4 times as big as that one, and it looks just all that. I mean, you can play that like a washboard.
Yeah, that curl, that's the curl inside that thing is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
We're gonna probably just make some miniature bowls out of that one. Be ashamed to waste it.
Yep.
That's all I got.
All right, good
All right,
stuff.
well-
Thanks, Chris. All right, so with that, let's we've got about 10 minutes before the top of the hour, so let's go get our safety moment on. See what Safety Sue has for us this evening. And of course, she disappeared. Are you kidding me?
She did. She's not there.
Wow. How about that? Well, to our delight, let's go ahead and get our demo going for the evening. So we've got Mr. Billy Burt that's inviting us into his shop.
Billy.
He's going to be
Hey, Billy.
He's going to be turning a neat little project for us. Most of us have already seen the preview that he put on his channel earlier, and he's shown off in the gallery in the past couple of weeks as well. So with that, Billy's going to be turning his project the way he turns in his shop. What we're doing here is educational and thought-provoking. And with that, I am going to mute everybody. Billy, you need to mute yourself. And unless Billy wants to sequester questions from all of us here in the gallery, we will keep our questions to the end of the demo, and you can put them in the chat, and I will ask them at opportune times when he's doing a tool changeover or moving his live center.
I'm always open to questions, but that Chris showed you that piece of spalted maple. Well, it came attached to a burl, and he had an offcut from it that he said, I'm going to send you a piece of wood that I'm going to send you a piece of a burl that's too small for you to do anything with. Well, challenge accepted. So I took this burl that he sent me. It's not very big. It's about 6.5 inches wide or so.
I didn't send it. I handed it to you.
Oh, well, okay. He gave it to me. So I took that burl and
Nice.
I added this little jewel to it. Really pretty piece of flame box elder. At our president's shop a few weeks ago, one of our members came up and handed me this. It was rough turned. It was quite a bit wider. This was still square, had a nice tenon on the bottom, still does. And so I said, came up to me and he said, what would you do with this? And I said, well, to me, it's got Lighthouse written all over it. Well, it had a bad split. You can see where the pink resin is, and it went up this way into the lid. And so I filled it with pink resin, trying to match the flame color. It's a little too pink, but it's all right. And I said, well, look, I said, it's got Lighthouse written all over it, and handed it back to him. He handed it right back to me and said, my imagination's not as good as yours. So I said, okay. I brought it home and turned it. If you look real close, let me make sure it focuses. There's a Christmas LED bulb glued into the top of it. Just a little white one. I didn't drill it all the way through. I just set it in the epoxy and let it dry. And I made the railing out of basically it's a roll of plastic gutter guard and epoxied it back together. And that's my little lighthouse.
Great job.
So that I've already sent JJ a picture. Okay. Oh, let me get a drink real quick.
Hardy would be proud, Billy.
Well, I'm planning on bringing it to the meeting so he can see it if he's there. So what we're going to do today, there has been a lot of.
There you go.
There's been a lot of interest in my turkeys. Can y'all still hear me all right? I had to turn my headset upside down.
Yep, we got you. You sound great.
Okay. So there's been a lot of interest in how I turned that turkey. So I thought what I would do today is, well, that's not going to work. So I thought what I would do today is turn a turkey. This is a piece of Texas ebony. The tree was small when I cut it, not knowing it was Texas ebony. And
I remember that.
So without further ado, we're just going to get it. Get my tiny little spindle gouge after it.
Hey, Billy, what chuck are you using?
That is a Record Power SC1. I believe it's the one. SC1 and 2 are the same size diameter wise. The SC2 I think is a little bit shorter. Do a little peeling cut right here. And raise and move my tool rest. Ooh, there's a crack in that. I knew it was there. Spindle gouge. I think I'm going to regrind this spindle gouge one of these days because I'm not happy with that grind.
Hey, Billy, how
Yeah.
high? How high? What is the height that you're cutting with there with your skew? We got a skew question.
I was about if I was
About
about
10:30 on the
3/4.
clock face.
Yeah,
About 10:30 on
thereabouts.
the clock face.
Yeah, roughly.
Then that little log you started with, how big was it? About 2.5 inches.
It was 3 inches maybe. So basically, what I want to do is I want to turn the head into somewhat of a sphere or sphere shape or an orb. Just to give it some depth and character. And same thing back over this way. La 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 la. Give him a little thin turkey neck like. Make it a little bit long. It doesn't have to be perfect. I've never seen a perfect turkey. Move it out a little bit. Good sharp scraper will give you some nice wispy curls. Especially down here in the tights. And I'm doing this to not show you my scraping skills, but to save time. All right. Put a little bit of a angle on our turkey here. I mean, seriously, you can make the body any shape you want. But I think that long neck is just better. Round that up a little bit. It's looking kind of clunky. Not clunky, clunky. We ain't turning no chicken.
Okay.
Do what?
I was making a chicken cluck sound.
Aha. Okay, we're gonna fix that. I got too rough. Well, and this Texas ebony's pretty hard. Yes, I could have gone back in with my skew and fixed it.
always good to show a scraper being used.
Well, it's better. It's better. Not better enough. This is going to take some work later, but that's okay. I'm showing you what I do. So I get it to this point. Now, I'm not going to sand it all the way through 320, although I usually will.
It looks smooth already.
It wasn't bad. It's not real good up here.
You know, the sapwood.
Yeah. It was arguing with me. Anyway, I'll go through this process and sand it up. And once it's sanded, for all intents and purposes, this is done. It's at this point, once it's all sanded up nice, I might hit it with some sanding sealer and then I'll take it off the lathe because it's done, except for drilling the holes for the beak and things like that. So I've already got one over on the bench ready that I do have holes drilled in. And I have the tenon cut off. So that's part of my magic of television thing. The next thing I want to do is we've got to deal with the tail. So to make the tail, let me take that in just a little bit. I simply take a blank that I've got marked center. This 3/4 of an inch thick. In this case, it happens to be African mahogany. You don't have to use African mahogany. I just happen to have a fair amount of it that was the right size. So that's where my tenon will be.
Billy, what size is your disc there?
The disc is
4 by
little over 5 inches. It'll end up being about 5 when it's all said and done.
What's the width?
3/4 of an inch.
3/4.
So first thing we want to do is make this round. Just like that. And let me see if I can change cameras. To a different angle. The dummy almost forgot what he was doing. I'm just using the jaws of my chuck for my drive. So it's a friction drive. If it spins, it's no big deal. And we're just going to make a small dish. That is not a very big tenon. It's about a 1/16 of an inch, just maybe a little over. But it doesn't have to be. Not if you got a good chuck. And again, sand this up to about 320. Turn it backwards, smooth it out a little bit. Dummy. Wrong button. When you have two toggle switches,
It increases the chances of hitting the wrong one.
yeah, and it did.
Uh-huh.
Now, you notice I'm sanding this pretty quick. I was watching somebody, some big name turner here a while back, a few years ago, I think. And he said something that made a whole lot of sense to me. And you want to spend the bulk of your time with your lower grit. And then each grit thereafter doesn't take much time. And sanding longer, this is what he said, sanding longer doesn't make your piece smoother, it makes it smaller.
Through that. Sounds like sound advice.
So that's 320. And that is pretty smooth. And it looks pretty good. Yes? Okay, don't agree with me.
Oh, it looks smooth from here.
Yeah, it is. All right, get rid of my elbow pokey. Because if I don't take it out, I will most certainly catch it. Now let's see if we made that too small. We did not. Hallelujah. All right. I do love this Vic Mark Chuck. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're nice, aren't they?
And those shark jaws, holy crap, you can do so much with them. Da, 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 da.
Hey, Billy, what size is your bowl, your circle again?
It was
5 inches.
It was 5 inches when I started.
Yep, thank you.
La, 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 la. Okay. Back to my bowl gouge. See, this is not a, let's get some speed. This is not a difficult project. I'll just blew the tail feathers out, but that's all right. We're not going to use them all anyway. And you want to take this, well, you can take it as thin as you want, but 1/8 of an inch is plenty. And when you're working with 3/4 inch stock, it don't take long to get in there and get done. Know what I mean?
It sure don't.
Okay, I've still got, that's 1/8 of an inch. Starting about right there is where it gets thicker. So I can take that out a little bit more. Yeah, see where I roughed it up? But we can fix that.
Yeah. Ain't but a thing.
Really, that's just the bare spot of a Christmas tree, and you just know which one you're gonna get, where it goes up against the wall.
Well, that a lot of this, I say a lot. Some of this is going to be turned away. Still a little high here in the center. Let's see if I turn that down enough in there. Nope. Check it again. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Ooh. Still got some yucky there.
That mahogany can be chippy, can it?
Well, when you bump your tool against it, yeah, which is what happened.
I was trying to cover for you.
Yeah, well, when you get in a hurry,
Yeah, yeah.
I slammed the edge of this bowl gouge into it, and that's what happened. Almost
When
there.
you get in a hurry, you wind up getting behind.
Yeah, the hurrieder I go, the behinder I get.
Uh-huh. Story of my life.
And then you got to fix all your whoopie doos.
Yeah, all the boo-boos.
All right. No, I'm not done with you. Why'd you go down there? Because I wanted to bend over again. That's why. Oh. Yeah.
It's got some nice grain. It's got some shadowets in it already.
Oh yeah, it's gonna have it. This African mahogany, this batch I've got is very ribbony, and you'll end up with some really cool ribbon chatoyants. The sad part about it is what I'm going to do to the tail is going to eliminate a whole lot of that. Well, somewhat.
Sacrifices.
Yep. Well, like I said, I have a fair amount of this, and it was cheap, as in free.
Amen. That's a good price.
Yeah, a friend of mine's family owns a trophy shop here in San Antonio, and he runs the woodworking department. And when he gets when his offcut pile gets almost as high as his table saw, he says, "You need to come get rid of some of this stuff." And so I go and I get a lot of African mahogany. Every now and then he'll let me have a little bit of walnut, but he uses that himself more than anything else. And sometimes I get some alder. This last time I got some spalted beech. I already said alder.
Do you guys pay a premium for walnut down there?
Yes.
Interesting. I'm gonna bring some to trade next year at Level Up.
Sounds good to me.
I love walnut. I've got a couple of big sections of walnut that my brother cut off a house after Katrina in Louisiana. And I got to take them out to James's house and have him help me core them here before too long. I've been sitting on them a long time.
I've got about 15 logs of walnut. I'll bring some up next year too.
Saturday after, Billy, anytime, man.
Yep.
Maybe I'll cut up the big walnut log that's sitting in my yard.
I've got a big piece of Huisatch in here too that I want to core. I just have to remember where it is. Well, okay. Enough of this sanding stuff. All right, that was 320. Now the fun part. Find my center spot. Okay, it's right there. My breast is a little high. That's about perfect. So now what we do, my lathe has, my spindle has 12 holes in it. So I'm going to mark all the way across and out to the edge 12 times.
What kind of pen are you using, Billy?
This is just
No, on your spindle.
This?
Yeah.
It's a bolt that didn't fit anything that I
Okay.
ground down on my 6-inch grinder and
Got it.
made it fit, because the one you have to use, for those of you
Yeah,
that have Pyromatics, you got to screw it in.
Got to thread it in.
And
Yeah,
it's long-winded and it takes forever. And it's a pain in the butt.
I've just been using a nail punch. It's about the same size.
I've tried using Allen heads, and I get too much slop with them. I still get a little slop with this thing that I made, but it's for these purposes, it works fine. Because I'm not being real exact here. You don't have to. These are going to be these are going to be the turkey feathers, and there's no such thing as a perfect turkey feather. All right, so that's 12. Now I have to come over to this slot, and that will let me put them right in the middle. So I'll end up with 24. And they don't have to be exact. You just got to get close.
Hey, Billy, can you zoom in your camera to see what you're doing there?
I wish.
Okay. We got a request in chat. So apparently not, Al.
This.
That's why I didn't ask.
I'll show you a close up in a minute. I wish it had zoom, but this particular camera does not. And if I was running OBS, I might be able to use OBS and zoom it in a little bit, but OBS, I have discovered, it creates bandwidth issues that I'm not happy with. So I've decided for all of my streams anymore, I'm not going to use OBS. So now I've got 24 lines. And that's perfect. Perfect. Wrong tool. Billy, you just sanded that up and now you're going back in there. Yeah, I am. A little bit.
Billy, somebody was asking about your point tool. Was that a screwdriver?
Yes. It's a long shank it was a long shank Phillips from Lowe's, Cobalt. It's about a 3/4 inch. I mean, not 3/4, about a 1/4 inch blade. And I just ground it to a pyramid. Now you can use, for burn marks, you can use linoleum that you can get, countertop material samples you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. I find just a wedge shaped piece of oak does just fine, especially if you got some speed. Oh, I'm a big dummy. I am. See, I did two things backwards. I lost some of my marks. All right. Now, So this is what those marks look like. Can you see that, Al?
Yeah, you can see it, Billy.
That may help. Nope, that's just too much washout.
Not there.
Okay.
You
Anyway,
can see 'em.
you'll see more. Had I used a different pencil, like a number 2 lead, I could have. Those would have been darker. But when I get over to the bench, you'll see. Now let's see if I made this deep enough. I'm betting I didn't. No, I didn't. So all of that fancy footwork for nothing. But not to worry. I have an option.
Wait, got one more.
Now, not everybody's going to have this option. But if you have a vacuum chuck, and I do, get my pokey back out. Oops. Don't drag the camera line with it, dummy. Woo. That African mahogany is more porous than I thought it was. I'm running a JB Eliminator vacuum pump, and I'm only drawing about 9 inches of mercury. That ain't enough.
No, it's not. Be careful.
Yeah.
Sucking it through the pores of the wood, eh?
Yep. So now, if I'm really careful,
Maybe a fresh sharp gouge. Billy ain't scared.
no, sir. He ain't. All right. Hit this a quick sand. Well, Billy, aren't you worried about that hole you're leaving in the middle? Nope. And I'll show you why.
You're going to cut through it.
Well, no, I'm not, but you'll never see it. All right, 320. Come on, turn loose. Well, it was on there pretty good, even with 9 pounds or 9 inches. Okay, so now what we need to do is we've got all of these marks on here, and I want to make sure I transfer them back to the back side. Okay. Now I got those transferred to the back side. We'll go over to the bench and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Switch cameras. I've got to get me a Stream Deck to make this easier. Okay, that's the right camera. I just got to move it. Yes. Somebody have a question?
No, nothing yet.
Okay. All right. Bring y'all down a little. Okay, so here's my piece, and I've got my marks transferred to the backside. And I know where my little center hole is because we left that little divot. So I'm going to take me a flexible straight edge. In this case, it's a piece of Formica that came off of a cabinet once upon a time. I transferred my marks to the edge, but not over the back. So are y'all seeing me in mind frame?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Some of them went far enough, and some of them didn't. All right, so running through the center, I basically use my straight edge and line this up and then draw me a line. and there'll be 24 of them. So I do this 24 times. And after I get that done, I have those 24 lines, and I take my pyrography machine that's not plugged in, and I just follow those lines. Now, one of the things I did not do when I had this over there, and I should have, is I should have put my grooves on the outside to match the inside, and done a burn ring and a little burn ring. You can see I've done that here.
Right.
So I've already used my pyrography machine on the inside, and now I'm going to finish it up out here on the outside. This is not the most expensive pyrography machine on the market, but it suits my needs. What I like about it is I can put different tips in it. Just like you can those expensive ones. And you can make your own. In fact, this one I'm using is my own. So now I've got all of my lines in, and it's time to decide where I'm going to cut it and how much. Now, with this particular blunt tail, you can see there's a big crack right here.
Yep.
Well, it's not a big crack, but it's a crack nonetheless. Now, I've taken my turkey body and I've drilled my holes for my wattle. I've marked where the eyes are going to go. And I drilled my hole for the beak. Now I'm going to burn the eyes in. When this gets hot. This ball takes a little longer to heat up. And this Texas ebony is hard stuff, and it takes longer to pyro it nice than the softer woods. But there's his eyes. Now, on my previous turkey, I dyed his face blue because male turkeys' faces are blue. I'm not going to do that with this one because I don't think the blue would show up very well on this Texas ebony. And what else I've done is I've taken it over to my tail vise, and using a back saw, I cut 2 holes or 2 slits just opposite the face. So I cut a slit down his back, and then I moved over and cut another one down to give me an 1/8 inch gap there. And what that will do is will let me glue the tail in. Now remember, I have a split here. So I want to lay this turkey up here with that split kind of in the middle. And I got to figure where my lines are. So holding this up here with a line running straight up the back of his head, you can see this line over here and this line over here. They stick out past the body. So those are the lines that I'm going to use to cut. And I'm going to dirty that up a little bit so I know where my lines are. So basically, I'm going to cut here and I'm going to cut here. And now you got to figure out how far up I'm going to cut. I think I'm going to come straight across. Where's my straight edge? I think I'm going to come straight across right here. Now you can make these cuts on a bandsaw if you wish. But I'm going to use my scroll saw, and it's over there. I don't know if you'll be able to see me.
There we go. We'll see you.
And this don't take long. And I like using my scroll saw. Well, I'll show you why. I like using my scroll saw because I get a, well, let's move back over here where they can see you. How about that? Dummy. I like using my scroll saw because I get a nice clean cut that doesn't really require much sanding. Now, if I turned this the right thickness, this will just slide down in there. But of course I didn't. See if I made it. Yeah, that's the right. That part's right.
See you later, Jeff.
So sometimes we have to sacrifice. Or not sacrifice, adapt. Adapt and overcome.
Adapt and overcome.
So that's where this little jewel comes in. Because what I can do with this is I can thin this down real quick. So for starters, I'm just going to go down as deep as the burn. come over to this side a little bit. I don't want to get nearly as aggressive over here. See what we look like. It's getting there. Okay. You don't want to get it too thin, but you want to get it thin enough. That's, I guarantee you, thin enough. But maybe I need to go a little higher. Yep, I need to come down about a 1/16 of an inch. Oh, it's hitting down inside. I see. I got a ridge in there.
Ah. Left over from the two cuts.
Yes. I thought I had them cleared out, but I were wrong. Oh well, once I get it glued on, it's not going to go anywhere. So once you've got that fitting, I like this better than the way I did the peacocks. The way I did the peacocks was I went over to my oscillating spindle sander and I sanded a groove, or basically a spot that fit the round of the body. And then I epoxied that. I just epoxied it on. And I like this better because it's not going to go anywhere. Once you glue that in place, it's not going anywhere. So at this stage, now that I've got this done and have this fitting the way I want it, and I will gap fill this with a product called Wood Epox just because I have some. I used it on the lighthouse. And now I can glue my beak in. I've already colored it. Now, what I'm going to do with this, as unfortunate as it is, I'm going to use some wrong stain. I'm going to use General Finishes White Mist Stain for the white on around the outside. For the next layer end, I don't need my dust collector running. I bought this big bottle years ago before COVID and before prices went nuts. Speedball Super Black India ink. And it will probably last me my lifetime. So now you just gently go by, because on a turkey feather, from what I was looking at, all the pictures, white, black, brown, and one of the things that the pyrode grooves help with is preventing bleed over. And as sloppy and messy and shaky as I am, I like that. And this don't take long. And I like using the flat brush because I can turn it sideways and get detail like here. And I can use broad strokes through here. Hang on to it.
Yeah, it goes on well.
I'll tell you what, for ebonizing, I love this stuff. I'm not going to use anything else. Y'all have heard me talk about Speedball Super Black India ink a bunch.
Yeah.
And this is why.
Yeah, I might have to get me some.
Because it is, if you've got really impressive grain, it will show through, especially if you sand it back just a little.
Yeah, they do sell much smaller bottles if you want to just dip your toes in, so to speak. Yep.
Okay. So that's what I would do inside and out, all the way around. This is that gutter material. Well, you dummy. This is that gutter material that I used for that fence around the lighthouse. And you can apply as many coats of this as you want. Just apply a coat and wait, and apply another coat. And it will probably take several. This stuff is really good at filling pores. I've got an oak tool handle that I made. I shoshugi bond it, and then I sanded it back a little bit. And then I used this white mist to fill the pores, and it just wiped off of the black. This was on clearance one day at Woodcraft, and I liked it. I liked the color. So I got it. And after, like I said, I'll apply a couple of coats of this until I'm happy, inside and out. And then inside for the brown, you can use anything, but the best brown dye I have is this.
Shoe dressing.
Yep, sole dressing. Sole and heel dressing. And it gives you, and it's alcohol based, and it gives you a nice rich color.
Look at that.
And now you can see some of that chatoyance popping.
Yep.
From the ribbons in that mahogany. See that?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks good.
And so we let the front dry, and then we do the back. And while we're waiting on everything to dry, oh, there you are. I like using Titebond Quick and Thick for things like this because it dries clear. And I mean, in fact, you can use pretty much any white PVA glue and do the same thing, like Elmer's Glue All.
Right.
It's a good white PVA glue. It's really good for wood. In fact, that was one of the woodworking glues of choice years ago for me.
Yep, sure was.
Before Titebond came out. So I've got my little beak glued in. And now I can glue my wattle in. Now I have taken this piece of pipe cleaner. I cut a little piece off and I dipped it in Rust-Oleum coral colored wood stain. The fibers soak it up good. It got a little bit hard, but that's okay. It don't need to be super soft. Unlike the last turkey I did. All right, come on, get in there. It fit yesterday, and it's fighting me today. Imagine that.
Demoitis.
Yeah, to say the least. Now wipe the excess glue off. Because if you don't, you will see it on the finish or in the finish. So he's got his beak and his wattle. I am not going to give this one a beard. The last one I did, I used a piece of pipe cleaner and dyed it black with the speedball. And it looked okay, but it looks kind of silly. So I'm not gonna give him a I ain't gonna give him a
Just call this
beard.
one a Jake.
Call it a Jake.
Yep. Tom with no beard.
So when it's done, and all glued together, that's what it'll look like. And then you just spray whatever kind of finish you want on it. You can use satin, you can use gloss, whatever you want. Most of the time, I'm using this these days. I have some satin as well, but I find this clear enamel, it's quite a bit less expensive than most lacquers, and it does a great job. It covers well. That lighthouse.
Can you hold it up to the camera again?
What?
Can you hold that can up to the camera again?
Certainly.
There you go.
Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra.
They got it at Walmart.
Yeah, I get mine. I should probably check Walmart. I get mine at Home Depot, but so that's a turkey.
That's a turkey.
Billy,
How many
that was
cooks?
outstanding. That was outstanding.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
Yeah,
That really was, Bill. I'll tell you what, Bill, that was
Let me
really
change
enjoyable.
cameras again.
Very enjoyable.
Brings us even closer to Christmas, my favorite holiday.
What happened to Thanksgiving?
No, I'm saying you're getting me closer because you ate the turkey.
So
Yeah, well
anyway,
done, Billy.
That's how I turn a turkey. I mean, you can do it any number of ways. Like Cat Meddy's always saying, if you can hold it, you can turn it. Well, I've showed you 2 ways that you can hold that, hold the dish on and finish it up. And even actually 3 ways if you keep your tail stuck up. If you keep your tail stuck up, just using a friction drive and knock most of it away. The rest of it, unless you're using a really, really hard piece of wood, it'll sand off in a heartbeat. And then if you don't get your groove exactly the right width, you can adjust that. If you don't get the platter exactly the right thickness, I can't talk tonight. If you get if you don't get your platter exactly the right thickness, you can adjust that. So it's just a matter of what you're willing to do.
Very nice, Billy.
Thank you.
You know, actually, Bill, you just showed us a project out of a couple pieces of just almost scrap wood.
They were scrap wood.
Yeah, you know that?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
They were scrap wood. I had, well, let me show you. I have a stack 3 times this size of African mahogany that looks like this. And that's what I use to turn those two platters or dishes for the tail. So, I mean, you don't have to have expensive wood. I mean, you could just as easily use poplar because you're going to dye it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and poplars, I don't want to say dirt cheap, but at the big box stores, it's not expensive.
Right.
And 3/4 inch stock, that's all you need, and they've got plenty of it.
In fact, you can get it from the cutoff boxes for next to nothing.
Yeah. Well, and you saw what I used for the bodies. I just took a couple of pieces of what would normally be limb, and
What is the circumference of
knocked them
the
out.
turkey body then?
The circumference of the turkey body. Well, where's the other one? Where'd you go?
Behind you.
This one is 1.85 inches.
Wow.
Wow.
The other one.
Hey, Billy, it looked huge.
The other one is 2.1 inches.
Tiny.
You know, there's no set size. They don't have to be a particular size. Just whatever you have, and just try to make them, I mean, as close to eye pleasing as possible. You know, that's kind of eye pleasing. It's
Yes,
not.
sir.
I
Yes.
didn't Fibonacci it, but if I did, it would probably be pretty close.
Oh, it's definitely close.
So just whatever looks good to your eye. I mean, people ask me all the time what about the critters that I've been turning, whether it be the penguin that I did or the peacocks or the turkey or the dogs, especially the dogs. Did you start with a pattern?
No.
No, it's
Right.
all up here. I put a piece of wood on the lathe and I said, okay, let's turn this down into a neck. So I basically created a shape like this, except instead of making a little knob on the top for the head, I made it a spindle that was about 1/4 inch wide. So when I drilled a 1/4 inch hole in the head of the dog, it would fit. I could glue it on. And then I took another small piece and I threw it on, and I wanted to make the head kind of a peanut shape. Why? I don't have any idea. But I thought, you know, that might look cool, having the back of his head be a little bit smaller than the front of his head. And I just made sure the width of the head looked pleasing and crap. There went the word. And proportional to the size of the body that I had. So I made it that long and about this big around on the back and a little bit bigger on the front for the nose. The other dog, I was bound and determined to make one that was more boxer-ish because I love boxers. And so I made the back of the head real big and the nose real small. In fact, I was beginning to think it was going to look more like a bear than a dog, but it turned out. So, you know, I go with stuff hits me and I get an idea in my head and I just run with it. Am I always successful? Not by a long shot. But once in a great while, I pull off something like this.
That's good. That's
and I tell you, I couldn't be happier. Y'all can't tell unless you watch the video, but there was a big void right over here that was about 1/4 inch deep this way, that way. And there was a really big void down here, went all the way down to there. You could see the tenon back there. So I took a product called Wood Epox. It's a 2-part epoxy putty. It's not cheap, but you get 2 little jars about that big around, about that tall. And I think it's like $30. But man, that stuff is good. You measure out equal parts, and you can either use a putty knife and knead it on a board, or once you get equal parts done, what I do is I put it in my hand, use a gloved hand, both hands, and I just roll it around and knead it like I was making a pizza ball or dough, and roll it until it's thoroughly mixed, and then you can do anything with it. You got 10 to 15 minutes of open time, depending on how equal your measures are. So you got about 10 minutes of working time, and then it dries to the touch in 6 hours. And so you can start working it after that. But it does say it takes 5 to 10 days, depending on temperature and humidity, to fully cure. Anyway, so I stuffed that wood epox, and it was about that color. I stuffed it in here, and I worked it, and I worked it, and I worked it. I used a couple of different tools, a dental pick and a very small silicone spatula thing, and I got it the shape I wanted. And I really didn't have to do anything else. Then all I had to do was get some dyes and start dyeing it up. It takes dye really well. And so I just used a bunch of dyes and got it looking basically the same color as on both sides. Had to use different colors, but I got it looking basically the same as the maple burl.
Yeah.
So
did you dye it after it dried or while it was drying?
no, I let it dry.
Okay.
I put this on, and then the next day I came out and I dyed it.
Yeah.
So I let it die overnight. I let it die overnight.
Let it die overnight. Dry overnight.
I let it dry overnight. I need
What's
a
in
beer.
What's in that iced tea?
Oh my gosh, they're so funny.
Just tea. Oh my goodness. All right, you're not supposed to be on the bedways. What are you doing? Anyway, I've taken up enough time, I think. How long did that take? Oh my,
almost an hour and a half.
Not bad at all.
Yeah,
it was very enjoyable. Demo. Very enjoyable.
Thank you,
Billy,
Al.
I only have one complaint.
What's that, Tim?
I can see the floor of your shop. What is going on? I can see the floor of your shop. What's going on with the messy studio?
Well, I've been trying to be the less messy studio.
There you go.
However, that said, that's just this area.
There we go.
There we go. That's the messy Billy Burrow we know.
All right, now. Nope, wrong way.
That's cool.
Okay, now there's the messy studio.
Yeah, but I don't know. I saw a lot of clean floor.
Messy shop is a happy shop.
There is a lot of clean floor. I have
now
clean
that
floor.
Looks like my shop.
I have clean floor right here.
Any flat surface will do.
Oh my God! Tell me about it.
My only question is, where's all the cardboard boxes? That's what mine looks like.
I have 2 workbenches, and one of them is perpetually covered up. This over here, this is pretty clean. I've been trying to keep it a little cleaner.
I love that the table saw is
down as to clean my shop.
I love that the table saw is being used primarily as a table, like forever, permanently.
Well, no.
Table saw.
Well, wait a minute. This table saw is pretty much used permanently as a table. This table saw gets cleaned off about once a week.
I didn't know that there actually was a table saw under the first mess.
So I came in. Can y'all see? Yeah, you can see that. So I took a bunch of that. Remember, I showed you that big stack. I took a bunch of that African mahogany and I ripped it into 1.5-inch wide strips. This is going to be for segmented bowls, period. Oh, that reminds me. Let me change cameras again. Oh, no, I can do this. I don't have to change cameras again.
That's fancy, dude. He could have zoomed the whole time.
Well, yeah, but
I'm
I don't
giving
know.
you, I'm giving you grief, Billy.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of. It's not going to go that far. I don't know what kind of view you would have had.
Oh, it goes.
Oh, I guess it'd have been all right.
Yeah, that works.
Well, I'll be dipped in sheep dip.
Anyway, it's a learning experience. That's what it's all about.
Well, I've used it before. I just never had a good view because I had something here. Anyway, I have a question, a serious question for the urn turners. Before my time is up, a little girl I knew in her toddlers, in her toddler years, she was a ray of sunshine. She lost her life to a liver transplant that didn't take last month. She was 51. I didn't have any kids. My wife and I didn't have any kids yet when we met the family, and she couldn't say Billy. I was her bullo. And she meant the world to me. Well, her mother, Linda, asked me the other day if I would make an urn for Jaylene. So I've not made urns before. We have an urn calculator of some kind on the website, right?
We do, yes.
Okay. Yeah. What do I need to keep in mind? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it segmented. So what do I need? I'm not going to try to turn threads. I'm going to either buy
the brass.
I'll buy some brass, or I'll find something. But what do I need to keep in mind?
Make it a little bigger just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always want to go a little bit bigger than what the calculators say.
Okay.
The calculator reads to the inside, not to the outside.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Billy, I actually have the plastic urn that my sister-in-law's ashes came in. I have it full of rice, and you're welcome to have that box and then work off of that, because that's how if I ever have to do an urn again, I will use that volume to figure out what I need.
Okay. That's exactly what I did. Is I got a bag of rice, and I measured it out, the rice into plastic bags for the sizes I needed, and that's how I gauged my size.
Okay.
Billy, when I was in AAW clubs, it came out to about a 2-pound bag of rice.
Yeah.
And if you want to make it bigger than that, I would go with that. A 2-pound bag of rice and a little bit bigger. And I'm talking about
get your cup off your lathe.
Yeah,
what's that?
You gotta go buy.
It's mine.
You have to go buy her weight to get the calculator to work.
She wasn't any bigger than a minute. I mean, she was very active. She did a lot of swimming and a lot of deep diving, and from the surface, just using lungs. She did all kinds of stuff. She lived in Hawaii for a long time. She's originally from Alaska, but
I would go with the 2-pound bag of rice.
Yeah.
So I know there's some questions I'm going to have to ask Linda. I just needed to know what kind of questions I needed to ask her.
The main question you need to know how much she weighed.
Right.
And then you can calculate your volume by the calculators on the website.
Okay.
Do your design by that, shape, what is my volume that Dave Rose just posted up there.
Okay.
And then for the measuring out, there's a couple different things. Go to Sam Angelo's page. He has a rice calculator. It's 1 inch per 1 inch on by 5 by 5 by 1 inch tall is 25 pounds. So if you build a box that's 5 inches by 5 inches and put a plexiglass front on it, every inch equals 25 pounds. So
okay,
2 inches is 50, so on and so forth. And then just use the rice like everybody's talking about.
Roger that.
1 cubic inch equals 1 pound. I've made lots of urns.
Say that one more
Yes.
time, Charlie.
Yes.
1 cubic inch equals 1 pound.
Okay.
Yes. And that's how the calculators. That's how the calculators.
That's how the
work,
calculator is built.
Right.
All right.
Calculator's pretty much dead nuts, Billy.
Good to know. All right, this ain't going to be easy.
No.
No, it never is, buddy.
No.
Good luck.
I
Good
just
luck,
had-
buddy.
The
But
last one I made.
I told her I would be honored to do it, so I'm gonna give it a go.
You'll be great. You'll be absolutely amazing.
And we're sorry for your loss.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
I feel for Jim and Linda. I mean,
If people find out you make urns, you end up making them for somebody you know.
yeah.
Billy, you also need to know if she wants it permanently sealed or if you need a screw top.
Hey, Dane, can I butt in for a minute?
Yes.
Our meeting's about to end here. I just wanted everybody to know that we enjoyed it very much. Thanks, Billy, for your demo.
Logged in at.
My pleasure.
So,
Yeah.
did you find us, Northwood Woodturners? There's a few of us left yet. Sorry, I changed it on you, Dane. I could like
okay.
myself.
There we go.
There we are. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
So they all enjoyed your demo, Billy.
Well, thank you
wanted
guys
to say
for
hi
watching.
before we leave.
Appreciate it.
Glad y'all stopped in. Hope you
Thanks,
enjoyed.
Dane. We'll see you in a little while. I'll be back.
All right, you
Okay.
can get back to the gallery stuff now.
All right. Thank you, Billy. All right, Matt.
Thank you.
Who we got up?
Now they'll go
for,
back to the
gallery?
gallery.
Thank you, Billy.
Other pieces
You
of
are
stuff.
so funny. You made me laugh all night. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Billy. It's a great demo. It's been the talk of the club and Facebook for weeks. I love watching the critters. Next up on gallery is James Carter. What you got, James?
Oh, how's it going?
Hey, James.
Well, actually, you can blame me for some of the peacocks or the turkeys. We started these for the SWAT project. This was what I had done. I got my idea from Rebecca DeGroot, and I've modified hers. Billy has modified the one I showed him, and it's just always fun to see what people do. Those were fun. Now, for those of y'all who attended my demo the other night or 2 weeks ago, that's the one that I started in the demo, and I added a Christmas tree to it on this guy. You can see the when I went back, I was like, I got that big flat section on the bottom that needs something. So I turned a little red palm Christmas tree and put it back on the laser real quick and nicked a section on the corner to do that. And then this was the one that finished up in the demo. And then some fun things that I did the next night. I actually did a demo for our guild, going over the differences between a CA finish and hut pin perfect wax. It's a hard wax finish that I for pins that I use for a lot of stuff, and did those two the next day in a different demo. And then my wife got herself a laser, and so I turned a really thin square bowl, and then the first thing she did was find some floral pattern and put that on there, little ring dish. out of
Cute.
oak.
I like
And
it.
then she's gonna have a lot of fun with it. I've got the cat. I got to finish the cat up before I want to show him off. And then a friend of mine gave me some Arizona ash a couple years ago, and I've it's finally dried it up enough to where I can start playing with it. And this is but basically what was the saw curve from the bowl blanks that I've got to finish now. So I made my first attempt at a spatula. I don't normally make these, but it was fun and nice wood, and it's something. I hate to see pretty wood go to waste, and for blonde woods, Arizona ash is really nice wood to look at. It usually has really good grain, and it turns really nicely, and gets pretty dang hard.
Yeah,
And
and
so
ash is great. Ash is great for tools. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Arizona ash that's coming down here locally, at least, it was a contractor tree from like the 50s on through the 90s. They would throw them in yards because they grow pretty quickly, but they only last about 50 years. Before I moved where I live now, I had an Arizona ash I had to take down because it was dying. And I would have liked to have used some of it, but it was already full of termites. And I'm like, nope, you're not going in my garage. You're going to the curb. I'm not going to try to fight keeping bugs out of the wood I want to use in hopes I can salvage something else. So,
And
but
it
this
dies
was
really well too.
yeah, and I've got some pretty nice bowl blanks that are just about ready for me to nested sets that I get to play with here. The reason why I bought the one-way coring system was for those nested bowl sets that I've turned. I cut them out last year, and so now I can get to play with them because they're dry enough. So, but that's everything I got for this week. I wanted to show what I did from the demo piece and have some fun. So,
looks good, James.
Right on. Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Once again, great demo there 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Oh no, thank you. That was a fun one to do. I like making these things.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Very cool.
Hey,
Yep.
James,
Oh, good.
that
Thank you.
lathe you have there, is that the Revo 1836?
24.
24. All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
this is the 2436. Yeah. When I decided to invest in my big lathe, even though most of what I do is small stuff, I wanted the power to have in case I ever got something big, and needed to work with it. And then, and it's kind of funny. I've had this lathe for 7 years now, and it was really 6 years before I turned, or 5 years before I turned anything of size. Like I had a big platter I took to SWAT 2 years ago that was 21 inches long or 21 inches across. And then I've got the bowl blanks that one of the bowl blanks is a 22-inch monstrosity. Here, hold on 1 second. I'll go get it. It's not that far.
Sounds like it might be heavy.
Maybe a little.
It's heavy. Well, it's a nested set. And
right.
this is Arizona ash. And this is the big boy.
Wow.
There you go.
I got four. I got four sets out of this. I got four sets out of this. Out of the what they gave me, and this is the biggest of the four. I've got one that's 21. This was 22, and then two that were one like 16, 17 on either side of the wood. But it's really has. I don't know what you can see. This wood has just a fantastic grain.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love Arizona ash. It's beautiful.
I love it.
Arizona ash is great stuff to work with. When it's dry, it's hard as heck. But it was a jet turn when it was wet. And so, but as always, I mean, it's one of the middle ones.
You're not coring it
yeah,
when it's dry.
worked quite a bit. Yeah. It's always amazing to see how far it divides on you. So, but yeah, no, that's a project that, because I want to have I'd like to have one of these done before SWAT so I can take it to SWAT and show it off
That'd be nice.
fully turned out. So
Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks, James, very much.
Thanks,
Good to
guys.
see.
Appreciate it.
Next up is Doug Rowe. What you got, Doug?
Hey, what's happening?
Well, school's out.
I'm growing it for Christmas, and then it's going to disappear. This is the longest it's ever been in my life. It grows very slow, though.
I kind of like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kind of like it. Cool.
It's growing on me.
Yeah.
Early.
One of these days, he may actually have a big boy beard.
Right.
See if he can get it
as long as Billy's, right?
If I ever, in order to have a Billy Burrow beard, I need probably another 20, 30 years. As slow as
Doug is just now getting out of the summer beard.
Yeah.
Summer here, summer there.
Oh my gosh, you guys are fun.
At least he don't have summer teeth.
Right.
The summer teeth and some ain't.
There you go. So another one of the pencil bowls and hold up
Nice.
to you can see the
Oh
lake.
wow.
Oh yeah, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I came in, I don't know, just maybe 10 or 20 minutes late into the meeting, and you guys were just finishing talking about doing a resin finish where you put it on the lathe and essentially paint it on. So that's what I want to attempt to do with this one. So wish me luck on that.
All right.
Luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Lots of luck.
Yeah.
But,
Definitely good luck.
So yeah, that's what I have finished. JJ, if he's still on, he did I don't know when he did the TikTok video, but it was kind of a little quick safety message on ring shake, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then I happen to be out here working on a bowl that has both a lot of checking and some ring shake in it. And yeah, it's pretty
Yeesh.
ugly.
Ooh.
Be careful. That stuff is so dangerous.
Epoxy the crap out of that right now, man.
I got to the point of I'm not. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, the cracks the radial cracks coming out from the pith are one thing.
Yeah.
Those are usually harmless, but that ring shake that can come out of there in a heartbeat, and you don't get any warning, none.
Open. And so I just thought it was kind of interesting. He talked about it, and I came out here messing around with this bowl, and I was like, "Oh, we're done." And what a coincidence! But if any of the wood turners didn't know exactly what ring shake is, we're not talking these ones. That's checking. We're talking about the ones that kind of follow the grain. Around here.
And they may jump between growth rings, but
yes,
that in fact yours has.
Yeah.
And it's because you got it closer to the pith on one side and about an inch away from the pith on the other.
Yeah, you can see it. That one in the top there, he was just showing. You can see where it jumps.
Right
here. That is
no, the bigger ones.
Yeah, up the other side. Yeah, right up there.
Up top. That one there. Yeah.
That is
That's
a hit you in
widowmaker.
That's a hit you without you even being aware that it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. The difference between me and you right now, Doug, I would no longer have that on my lathe. That would be out of my burn.
Yeah, that's fine.
It'd be in my burn pile too.
Yeah. We're not gonna.
Oh man.
The only thing I'm gonna do is part it off and then leave it on the shelf to show people what ring shake is.
Yeah, that's not even.
Don't even worry about parting it off. Just take it out of the chuck. I wouldn't even bother parting it off.
I wouldn't either. That's
me.
Yeah, that's.
No, the only way you want to turn that is to cast it in epoxy and then turn it.
Even then, I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would either. I don't
Doug,
like
what's
ring
in?
shake.
I
It
don't think
scares the
it's.
hell out of
It
me.
does me too. Does me too,
Doug,
Dina.
what's
I don't
inside
think
that
it's.
chuck may be what's holding it together.
It might be.
Exactly. You go to
Really?
part that off, it might blow apart on you.
So what
Take
you're
the
saying is you
bandsaw
want me
to
to
it.
do it live and after hours?
No.
Jesus.
Jeez, no.
I would
No.
just as soon you take it out of the chuck right now and never look at it again.
I'm with you.
Just turning it on on the lathe can blow it apart without even putting a tool to it. So
Yeah.
Right. Just
Yeah.
the centripetal force alone.
We don't want to have to call 911 for you.
All right.
I got
Well, stay
you.
safe.
Hey, oh,
stay,
one more thing.
Stay safe, Doug.
Yeah, that
Well-
blank scares the hell out of me, and I ain't afraid of nothing.
One more thing before we go. There's a new guy on tonight. If you guys saw in the chat, his name's John Goodall, and that is my nephew-in-law. And
Hi, John Goodall.
Oh, nice.
I
Hi,
no
John.
longer have my little lathe back
And Doug.
here because he bought it from me.
Oh,
So
nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Cool.
we're gonna get him hooked.
There you go.
Outstanding.
As a matter
Doug,
of fact,
safety
you know what
Sue
we
says
should do?
don't do it.
We should probably give him this one and
No.
tell him
Oh
baptism by
God.
Oh my
I'd like
word.
to see him, live long enough to turn.
Put a lot of duct
We
tape
won't-
on it.
Right. We want him to like
right.
what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
That's
yeah.
the
That's
important part.
that's
Don't
right
do
there.
it.
It'll scare the crap out of him.
Yeah.
All right.
All
All right.
right.
Well, Doug,
All
thanks,
right,
thanks for another thanks for another safety opportunity there.
Yes.
Exactly.
Don't do it, Doug. Don't do it.
Just say no.
So Tom Wing is next. What do you got, Tom?
Muted,
hear you.
Tom. Click your
Tom, you're
microphone.
muted.
We can't
Tom, you're
hear you,
muted.
Tom.
We can see your bowl though.
No.
Press the space bar on your.
It's like your
No,
speaker's not working.
he's not muted. He's just got the wrong mic picked.
Uh,
Yeah, he's unmuted, but we can't hear him.
hold the bowl
Oh,
up.
that's beautiful.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
pretty.
Wow.
Oh, that is really nice.
That's a
Look at
gorgeous
that.
bowl, man.
Wow.
Flashlight.
I was thinking it might be
Look at that.
Ponderosa pine.
Oh.
That resin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
Nice.
goodness.
Shake your
Nice.
head up and down if it's Ponderosa pine or side to side if it's not.
White pine.
White pine.
White pine.
I read his lips.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice job.
Outstanding.
Very nice,
Beautiful.
Tom.
Great bowl, Tom.
Good job.
Nice turkey
All right.
back here, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
How sticky were your arms when you were turning it with all that sap coming off of there, that resin coming off? Oh, yeah.
See the turkey feathers?
Good
White,
times.
black, and then brown.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So what I've got is I've got a little something here. This is from the conversation at the very beginning of the meeting where we were talking about making finials for rooftops. And this is something that I turned several years ago. And the one on the left is the original that I was given. It came off of a house. We've got a village nearby where I live that has homes in it that are built before the Civil War, so 1850s. And this came off of one of those
Nice.
homes. And the piece on the right is a single piece of wood that I turned to match.
Wow.
Very nice.
Well
Nice.
done, Matt.
Cool.
Well
Good
done.
job.
Thank you.
Wow.
It was fun. It was fun and it was educational. So we can all do this, you guys. So it's-
Matt, is that about 20 inches tall?
I think it was nearly 30 inches tall.
Nearly
It was-
30 inches tall. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
you
because
can see it on the very right side of this picture. You can see that my steady rest is still on the lathe bed.
Yeah.
Yikes! So,
That's it. Well done, Matt.
thank you very much.
Yeah. Nice. 30 inches. That's good. That's
Well,
good.
the longest piece I've turned on my 48-inch lathe bed is a 8-foot long piece that
Oh, my
required
word.
2 steady rests, and I couldn't. I had to move stuff out of I had to move my bandsaw in order to turn it, and I couldn't use my tailstock, so it was just held between the chuck and 2 steady rests.
Two
So
steady rest. Oh my word. Oh my gosh.
good fun. Good
Yeah,
fun.
you have to dig out a
Good
picture
times.
because I know you well enough to know you have a picture.
Yeah, I absolutely
You
have a
have a
picture of
picture.
that. So-
Bring it
Have
back
you got
out
a-
next week.
Have you got a big extension on your lathe?
No, I just have my lathe bed is a total of 18 inches long. I have the 18-inch, I have a Powermatic 3520B, and I have the 18-inch extension on the end.
Okay.
But yeah, what I did, I'll show you guys. I'll find the picture. I know where the picture is.
I knew you had
You're
one.
absolutely, yeah, you're
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
this
he'll
is,
find
well,
it.
I was doing it, and it was
Yeah.
like, this is crazy. I got to take a picture. So-
Yeah, I knew you had to have an extension on that bed because mine wouldn't do it.
Well, but like I say, it wasn't anywhere near being able to hold that. So, but anyway, I'll find the picture and we're gonna see what Joaquin has made because he's got some stuff. So what you got, Joaquin?
Hiya. Hello, Dane. Good to
Hey,
see you.
Joaquin.
I love
Hey,
your
Joaquin.
shirt. Your
Sue,
shirt
I got
is
your package.
perfect.
I experienced that too. A friend wanted to do a spear. And so I just had the steady rest out there, and that end's flopping like this, Matt.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I had it chucked, and
You
this
froze.
was in the chuck was a waist, and I was putting the point on this end to fit into a metal deal. But yeah, you can do it. Well, I had one of my students over a couple of weeks ago, and he was going through my stuff, unfinished stuff, and I got well, maybe this will be interesting to share. These some square pieces that I just really didn't get through with finishing it. You got to put 2 of these in a jig and turn them at the same time to get that curvature.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I never got around to finishing it. And then I wanted to do an offset turned square bow, and
Wow.
I never.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I never did finish up in here. It's sitting on the shelf. And when we had our hands on here in Kingsville in 2019, I forget the guy's name. This is supposed to be a manta ray bow, and I didn't like this. I made it too sharp here. It's actually supposed to have a top on it and be lidded, but this is what I ended up with.
It works. Looks
I
good.
like it.
Actually, I
like
really
it.
like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking about putting legs on it. Do a Rebecca DeRue.
Rebecca would be proud.
Yeah, I was going to say Rebecca would like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
I've had a class from her.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, he's cool.
Me and James, and but I'm real unhappy with the sharp edge I did right there. So I'm going to do another someday. I don't know when.
Yeah.
But I do have one I did finish. This is sugar maple from Canada that turned out real nice.
Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty.
nice.
That's nice.
So
Is that lacquer?
yes.
That looks great.
Bernard, can't think of his first name, but he come down and he brought this wood, and this is what we did at that hands-on turning. And so I just thought I'd show some square stuff and finished and unfinished.
Cool.
Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joaquin. I still like your shirt.
Very, very nice, Joaquin.
I do. Did you
That's
get
not
that
true,
online?
though.
I want one.
Hip to be square.
No.
I need more than one to be there.
That's right. Yeah, right.
This is
Well,
my
it's-
wife's
it's-
idea, though.
I really like that shirt.
You can always wear that shirt, Joaquin, and just buy one tool at a time because it's always true.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's always one
that's
more.
what I'm thinking. I
Because
need
it
that
always
shirt.
justifies the next tool purchase.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm afraid what I'm going to come home from SWAT with this year. Yeah. Well,
I always come
yeah.
back with more than I planned.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
It happens.
someday we ought to have a show on the tools you bought that you had to have and you only used it one time.
One time.
What about the ones you bought and you haven't used yet?
How about the one you
Have
never
one of
Some of
used?
them too.
Have one of
I was
those.
gonna say, if I start, nobody else will get to finish.
Or how about the tools or apparatuses that you've bought that you've never taken out of the package?
I
Yeah,
got
I
one
got
of them.
some of them
I got
too.
one of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
some of them.
Yep. There's
Oh,
Matt. He found it.
that is fancy, man.
Look at Matt.
So
Wow.
what I had to do is I had to make these little donuts that the steady rests are sitting on. So
Uh-huh.
the donuts very precisely fitting the square piece. And then the donuts kind of like have a little sort of a trail or a valley in the middle for the wheels to ride in. Yeah. And this worked. I turned 3 of them. So
it's scary.
Wow.
it was
Matt,
good times.
I could not even have thought of how to do that to get to there.
Well, it took me a bit to figure this out.
Holy moly. Yeah. And I
don't know
made
if this
a couple
shows up,
steady
but-
rests, but nothing like that. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's
This
just
is
the
my
truth.
this is my walking bull. This is my walking bull.
Oh yeah.
And
Jeez.
I like
We've seen them.
yeah, and I the bottom of it, you can see the blue there. That's paint pour.
Oh,
Wow.
So I have to look. I got
Wow.
just going through all this stuff here. Oh no, that's too far. Where'd I go? Where is it? It's here. I missed it. Okay, never mind.
You have it not? No.
It's probably here.
Oh my gosh.
So I got this. I got this one too. So I don't know if this will show up or not. But oh no, this is no. It's a video. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
all right.
But that was her doing the paint pour at Ron Campbell's.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. So there's the paint pour.
Oh my.
So, and one of the things I did, like down here, I augmented it with like, little wooden sticks to get the spiky looks and stuff on it. So
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Huh.
and you turn it over, and I taped up the edges because I didn't know if the paint would, get crazy or not. So it was a lot of fun.
Wow. Yeah.
At any rate,
Cool. I took one of
There you
those
go.
last year from Sally Ott. Mine didn't come out as good as yours.
the pour.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an art to that too. They act like you can just pour these little layers of paint in a Dixie cup and then pour it over and it's going to look great. It doesn't work that way. You really got to think about what you're putting in there and what color is next to the next color and how to get it to go to one side and the other side down here. And I thought, oh, not as easy as it looks. folks.
And one of the games you play is you layer the colors in. So you've got this cup that you're layering the paint in before you pour it, and you like you do black, white, red, black, white, black, red. You layer the colors in, and we started the Campbell's thing when we did this was just so much fun because there's so many options, and I mean I did a bunch of them. I should do more because that was just so much fun. But like this is literally, let me see if I can share this one. This is literally the first one I did at Campbell's. So let me go back over here and share it. Share screen. And this is just a simple disc, okay? And this is a dirty pour. And the dirty pour, and I love golds and silvers. So this had black and white and gold and silver in it. Or it might not even have white. I think it was just silver. But we had metallic silver and metallic gold. And then what you do is some of the paints you want to sell up and some of them you don't. So like the black background paint didn't have any silicone in it because I didn't want it to sell. But the silver and the gold had silicone in it. And you mix that up first. And then you like in the cup that you're going to do the pour from, you do like black, silver, black, gold, black, silver, black, gold, and then you just pour the whole thing over it. And
Wow.
this is I was delighted with this for my first one
This
ever.
is spectacular.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
This
great
is
fun,
good.
and I love the cells. And I
Yeah.
did a whole bunch more. I did a whole bunch more of them. So like this one here is black with a little bit of some gold and silver, but I added some Walmart pink. It was iridescent puce or something. I don't know. It was bright purple. So, and this one turned out great.
Yeah, I like it though. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, mine doesn't look this good. I have
Yeah,
two,
but I would encourage you guys to do more because they're just so much fun. And you know, I could show them all night because I've got about 10 or 12 of them I did. So it's
Yeah. Oh, I know. You start digging in your folders in there. All right. So with that, it's top of the hour. So we'll call this the demarcation point of the main meeting.